It's the 13th of February 1976. General Mohammed set off to work, taking his usual route on George Street. He is accompanied by his aide-de-camp, a confidential assistant officer, Lieutenant Akintunde Akinshola. They travel in traffic with a Mercedes-Benz salon car. In some few moments, just as they drive past a petrol station adjacent to them, things take an unexpected turn. Murtala Mohammed, Nigerian military president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces, is assassinated alongside his confidential assistant officer, Lieutenant Akintunde Akinshola. But isn't the president supposed to be the most secured or protected person? If so, how was he easily assassinated? Who are the perpetrators of this evil act, and what event led to all of this? Stay tuned. This is Extraordinary Studios. Before Murtala, the country had faced a devastating event of different coup d'etats like the January 15, 1966 coup that overthrew the civilian government, ending the First Nigerian Republic. The coup eliminated prominent people in power, including the Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa, Northern Region Premier Hamadu Bello, Western Region Premier Laduke Akintola, and Finance Minister Festus Okoye-Ebo, and 4 highest-ranking military officers. Major General Rossi intervened to impose discipline on the military and became the first military head of state. On the 29th of July 1966, a counter-coup commenced, and Rossi's regime had fallen by August 1st. Lieutenant Colonel Yakubu Gowon became the head of state. Rossi and Governor of the Western Region, Lieutenant Colonel Francis Adekunle Fajoyi, were among the casualties. 29 July 1975, Colonel Joseph Navarre, a close friend of Gowon, announced on Radio Nigeria that he and other officers had decided to remove Gowon as head of state and commander-in-chief. The coup was bloodless, with no casualties. He was replaced by Brigadier Murtala Mohammed, with Brigadier Olusegun Obasanjo as deputy head of state. On the 13th of February 1976, Mohammed was assassinated at an outset of an abortive coup attempt. His driver and aide were also killed, as well as Ibrahim Taiwo, the military governor of Kwara State. The coup was led by a group of officers who called themselves Young Revolutionaries, after making themselves known in a radio broadcast. Good morning. Lieutenant Colonel Dimka of the Nigerian Army calling. I bring you good tidings. Murtala deficiency had been detected. His government is now overthrown by the young revolutionaries. All the 19 military governors have no power over their state they now govern. The state affairs will be run by military brigade commanders until further notice. All commissioners are sacked except for the armed forces and police commissioners, who will be redeployed. All senior military officers should remain calm in their respective spots. No divisional commanders will issue orders or instruction until further notice. Any attempt to foil this plan from any quarters will be met with death. You are warned. It is all over the 19 states. Any act of looting or raids will be death. Everyone should be calm. Please stay by your radio for further announcement. All borders, air and sea ports are closed until further notice. Curfew is imposed from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Thank you. We are all together. The coup was suppressed by a division of commanders and government leaders outside Lagos. Obasanjo, the acting deputy head of state, automatically became the new head of state. The Nigerian government reported that the coup was led by Lieutenant Colonel Bukasuka Dimka and had been aimed at restoring Gowon's regime. 125 people were arrested in connection with the coup attempt, and in March 22, 32 people received death sentences, among them Nimka and the Defense Minister, Major General Elijah D. Bisala. In order to fully understand Murtala coup, we must understand how the military works. It's divided into three armed forces: Navy, Army, and the Air Force. The Army is the strongest among all the armed forces. No wonder many of the military rulers from Nigeria came from the Army. In the 70s, most African countries were under the military rule. In Nigeria, the military system is based on hierarchy. The Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces is known as the head of state, and with him are some very high-ranking officers like the Field Marshal, General Lieutenant, General, Major General, Brigadier General, Colonel, Lieutenant Colonel, and Second Lieutenant. The Supreme Commander is backed up by his highest-ranking officers. He placed people that he found trustworthy to be in such positions. If he notices any sign of betrayal, he has the power to delete them after proper investigation. For coup plotters to have a successful operation, these highest-ranking officers must be eliminated or neutralized. History says that most coup plots are orchestrated within the highest-ranking officers. If a coup plot is discovered by any means, it is treason and punishable by death. Coup plotters are well aware of this. Coup plotters also ensure that they eliminate close allies of the Supreme Commander to neutralize his stronghold after the coup. Like the 1975 coup that placed Murtala in power. Even though it was a bloodless coup, it was timely and well planned. Gowon, the head of state, was not in the country, and his officers were neutralized to avoid resistance. How Murtala was easily assassinated still remains unanswered. His demeanor, committing frequently without personal bodyguards, exposes him to danger. His routine was also predictable. Going to work with the same driver and assistant on the same route makes it more easier every time for his enemies to easily eliminate him. He should have known better. The country's historical reputation of government overthrowment from his predecessors should have reminded him to be more cautious. One simple mistake that cost his life and that of others.